Film taken in 1939 by a gentleman my father let a cottage to on Gumber Farm, which he took the tenancy of in 1936 as some of his cattle. We only had a few house cows. And this is the postman coming with the mail. That's the three children of Mr. Hansford, who my father let one of the cottages to. Robert, Richard and Betty Hansford, that is. They left in 1939. That's my mother and Betty Hansford. This is the postman with the mail. It's my mother again. The Hansfords left Gumber Farm, that's Mr. Hansford, in 1939 when the Air Ministry, for want of something better to do, commandeered 128 acres of the land and built a dummy aerodrome on it. Mr. Hansford eventually finished up working on the Enigma code breaking machine. That's the daughter, Betty. She's now 72. Lives in Eastbourne, I'm given to understand. This wouldn't be allowed today, would it? Way down to the bottom of the field, to the gate, which is the entrance to the farm. It's all very much the same now, actually. That's the back of the cottages. And that's, I think that's Mrs. Hansford's cousin. And these are relations of hers. I'm not sure who they are, actually. Come for a picnic and visit them. That's the entrance to the farm at the bottom there. It's my mother's chicken, all free range, and that's a little well at the back of the cottages. It's not there anymore. It's all been filled in and done away with. The drinking water well is still there, which is about 350 feet deep. On a long chain with a bucket on each end, you wind one up and one down. It takes two men. Not used now, of course, because it's got mains water. There was no electricity when we were there either. That's Mrs. Hansford. And the two boys and the girl on the beach at Bognor, I'd say. It's Robert in the front and Richard at the back. As I say, this film was taken with a cine camera by Mr. Hansford in 1939, with film, I'm given to understand, was imported from America because there wasn't coloured film here then. It was given, the cine film was given eventually to the Sussex Archives, who had it put on a videotape. That's how I managed to get a copy of it. And I've since met Robert Hansford, who's now 68. As I say, he was 6 years old when I saw him last. This is a circus they visited at Bognor. The boys having a splash in the water. That's their sister, of course. Because it wasn't long after this was taken. That's Mr. Hansford. Two of the children, Robert and Betty, by the look of it. The beach was closed when the war broke out. Looks like Robert doing a bit of knitting. And that's Mrs. Hansford and Robert. She was an artist actually. She used to paint flowers for illustrations for Kew Gardens. Brilliant artist she was. And that looks like a model glider coming into land, a bit dangerously. It's my father sending some sheep or lambs off to market. You'll see him in a minute. I don't know whose the lorry is, but I'll have to stop the film one of these days and see who it is. That's my father on the left. That's him. Because when this film was done, he hadn't been crippled. He was crippled in his legs actually towards the end of his life. His hips went and his knees. He was very fit then. That's myself, my father, two Hansford boys and one Holmes boy. Napoleon trap. It's my mother feeding the chicken. So they're all shut in at night in one of the loose boxes where they used to go in. I don't think we had any trouble with foxes in those days. Had one or two lambs killed, of course. This is a view from Mr. Hansford's cottage, I'd imagine. That's a view of the cart shed at the bottom. That's Hansford's Wolseley car. Lovely Wolseley car they had, which was quite something in those days. And that's Robert, one of the cats. I think that's Richard. This is my father cutting bracken. A couple of horses and the mowing machine. A bit dicey with those kiddies running at the back of it, I would have thought. And this is a dairy. This is me separating the cream from the milk. I can never remember this being done. I can't ever remember seeing a camera at any time. And those are boys watching the skim milk was fed to the pigs and the cream was taken to market. That which we didn't make into butter. We used to make our own butter there. These are pictures I think they were taken because Mrs. Hansford used to like painting the flowers and the berries. And this is relations of theirs arriving. I'm not sure who they are, but they came up to visit them and had a picnic in front of the house. I can't remember any of this, of course. These are the boys. These are Hansford boys and two Holmes boys. The older one, I think, went to, or at least I was informed that he went to finished up in Marlborough College, and he was in the Army Cadets. And he was accidentally shot and killed. Old man's beard by the look of it. And that's Mrs. Hansford. This is a sunset on Bignor Hill. I should say that's Mr. Holmes and Mr. Hansford, but I'm not sure. I can't really remember Mr. Holmes much. That's a view from the top of Bignor Hill. If you were looking south from Gumber, on a clear day you could see the Isle of Wight. Be southwest actually, I suppose. Christmas Day. Used to get some very cold winters there, as we did most places in those days. Used to get quite a lot of snow. Mrs. Hansford getting the Christmas decorations ready. I have actually met Robert Hansford on a couple of 3 occasions and had a good long chat to him. He can remember more about me when I was at Gumber than I can. Another sunset. Apparently he only lives in Littlehampton, but I've not been in touch with him for about a year, so if he's still there or not I don't know. As I say, we had quite a bit of snow. It's one of my father's cows, and another one, and another one. We only had 3 or 4. That's my dog, Swift, and that's my father's dog, Bess. I had a couple of collies up there, Swift and Flash. These are the children having a toboggan ride. That's Mrs. Hansford playing with them in the snow. You can see it's quite cold because the snow is quite powdery. It's too powdery to make snowballs. They're quite enjoying that, aren't they? It's one of the Holmes boys. Nice people they were. I think Mrs. Hansford made the toboggans out of egg boxes, apparently. There they are with some of my father's lambs. Actually, Robert Hansford tells me that my father gave them a lamb which they took back. When they left, they took it with them and kept it as a pet. What happened to it eventually, we don't know. But that looks as if it's it. Some of those sheep. We had about 350 Welsh mountain ewes. We used to run up there and we'd cross them with South Down rams. What a job sheep shearing time, I can tell you. Never had any electric machinery. It was all hand done. Pussy willow. I don't know where actually this was taken or who these people are. That could possibly be Betty Hansford, but I'm not sure about that. That's Mrs. Holmes. Who the gentleman is, I don't know. And where that is, I don't know. That must be their dog, I would think. And that is not my pony. I don't know whose pony that is.